Okay, so I'm back at Northcote's airfield. I guess you can hear how blustery and horrible it is. Good hand missile there, and flags are flying. Well, it's better for the weekend. We've got a fly-in this weekend, so we shall head off to the workshop and do a bit more on the aeroplane. Okay, week 2 of the Nieuport build. I've got the tailplane all done, horizontal stabiliser, elevator all done, sprayed, finished, basically ready for fitting to the fuselage when it's built. Next job's the fuselage. Just started measuring up the longerons. I'll try and get a bit of video of getting the longerons finished, but I haven't really got the facilities, so we'll see how it goes anyway. I'll give you a quick view of what's going on with the longerons. Managed to bend the bottom 2 ones. Not keen on the bending process. It's very difficult to get a nice even bend all the way around, or I'm finding it very difficult. But that's the left and right longerons all the way along there, and above them are the top longerons. Got that one drilled ready to join. They come in 2 pieces, one slots into the other, telescope style, and then a riveting in place. So this one, I have got the rivets marked out and drilled. I thought I'd just spray inside them, just hopefully make the fuselage last longer in this salty atmosphere of Northcote's here. We're near the coast. You know, the aluminium doesn't like too much salt in the air, so hopefully if I put a bit of primer in between the 2, it might just help prevent any corrosion. I'll see if I can get some video of it actually going together. Right. Riveting process for the top longeron, starboard side. Okay, holes are already pre-drilled, just drilling them up to the rivet size. These are the clecos that hold it together. Take them out. I'll leave one in so I can find the position when I take these apart. That's the one we'll keep. Separate the 2 tubes and deburr the holes. Just takes off any sharp edges, spoils the fit of them. Helps keep the rivet joint clean. What I'm going to do is spray a bit of primer between the 2 layers. I don't know whether it's necessary, but we have a very salty atmosphere here at Northcote, right on the coast. Literally runway goes out over the River Humber, and that salty atmosphere can corrode aluminium. As I'm making it, I'd like it to survive, so we'll just keep those joints. I'll just leave that to dry for a few moments, and then I'll come back. Okay, that's dried. Got it put back together. Next job is the rivets. Guns there. Quite big steel rivets. My lovely, what came to be known when we were building the Sonics as yellow parrot shit, which is keeps the 2 dissimilar metals apart slightly. Rivet in. move it round to the next one. Now we've got a rivet in, we're in place. We can take that out and I can adjust this better. Again, nice tight fit. Number 3. And last one we need to drill out. And final rivet of the fork. They're all done at 90 degrees to each other, so they're not in line. Make sure the rivet's seated tightly and pull the rivet, clean off the Duralac, yellow parrot shit, and there we have nice solid riveted joint. Okay, fuselage longerons laid out, locked up, ready to start the joining process. As you can see, the aluminium tubes are hopefully all there ready to go. I've just got a query about the plans that don't seem to make any sense that I need to have a look into, but other than that, looks like we're ready to go. The longeron numbers are marked out, and hopefully next job will be start joining some of those together. Okay, so I've been working on the fuselage, just come from work and thought I'd do a couple of bits and then before I get my tea. Fuselage all measured out on the plans, blocked out, all placed in the correct positions. Then nothing's fixed at all yet, just placed in the right correct positions, working along. I've got all the diagonals done. This is the port side fuselage, I believe, and then this bundle of bits, each one I've made, each one of these uprights, diagonals, when I've made them, I've made 2, and that's the bundle of the bent and made ones for the other side. The theory is that when I put those, get the other side laid out, get those on there, they should be an exact fit. We shall see whether it is, see how good my bending is basically. As you can see, standing up there in front of the rudder are the 2 longerons for the other side. They of course have to be handed, so that means I've got to, when this is joined up and riveted in place, I've got to flip them over and then block it in place, and hopefully those pieces there will fit. The problem I've got is I can't find anywhere on the plans that shows me how to fix the stern post, which is there. I don't know whether it drills in into the stern post and that goes in, I think more likely is I have to fish mouth the ends of this, butt up the stern post, and then fix these in. But I don't do anything. I've got these, as you can see, angled and ready to go, but I don't cut anything. I don't cut anything at this end until I know exactly how that's going to fix. If it's not going inside, which I don't think it will, then I'm going to have to cut this off as well. These need cutting off, and then shaping inside, which I didn't think about when I blocked it out. I should have maybe done it full length, but it's better to have that metal left over that I can cut off rather than think, damn, I'm an inch short of the metal. I've done the same here. I've left a little bit excess on the pointy end, on the front end, there and there. These are sleeves over the metal, just to make the tubing an extra few mil wider, so that the undercarriage fits on the bottom here, and on the top end the cabane struts for the upper wing. So that's the work so far. I'm going to have to go and find a bit of research, look at some pictures and see how exactly this stern post is fitted in and exactly how long it is. It doesn't tell me. There are conflicting pictures, one with it sticking down and one with it actually just ending at the full length of the fuselage. So I need to have a look at that, but looking good, looking good. I'm pleased with the work so far. Couple of little anomalies. When I did it, I made what I thought were nice neat joints there and butted the two up, and it should really have just been solid fixture like that one there, so they just go to the top bar, but it's just the one, and I quite like that neat fitting there. So it's going to be hidden by a gusset that goes over the edge here. So we'll see. I don't see any major problems stress wise. It'll just direct the stress into the corner of the joint rather than straight onto the top of the top longer on. But we'll see. I don't mind. I've got one spare piece, but unfortunately I did them both the same, so I need two. So I shall stick with it as it is at the minute. First cock up really. Don't like bending the metal. Metal bending is a bit nerve-wracking. Trying to get a smooth bend is not easy. And but you know, relatively pleased with it. Looking quite nice, and it's looking a little bit like an aeroplane. Anyway, that's enough for today. Okay, more progress. Started doing the gussets for the fuselage. They're all pre-cut, and I'm happy to say all of them are nearly exact fit, so I must be doing something right. I've made a few adjustments. As you can see, I've been tidying them up, cleaning up the edges, smoothing them all off, and then marking them out ready for drilling. I've got the bottom of the fuselage, this side, marked out and done. I've got the top ones to clean up yet, but as you can see, even though these have not been finished, there are very little adjustment needs doing. Those two are perfect in actual fact, as is that one, but it's square, and these marked out just need marking out and ready to drill. I've left myself a little note here: engine mounts before riveting. So must add engine mounts before the rivets. So I've got to put engine mounts go into the end of these tubes here. They're in the system ready to go, but I don't want to put anything in until I've got all sorted. So I've left myself lots of notes in the hope that my senile brain won't forget them. But yeah, looking, see the run down the thing, it's starting to look a bit like a fuselage. Coming on good, coming on good. I'm back at the Nieuport build. I did look at some video and I saw that my camera work ain't that great, so it's not something I'm used to doing. So I thought I'd show a little bit of how to rivet again, what goes on in the process. Starting the fuselage, I've got the smallest piece to do. Marked out centre lines, I don't know whether you can see that on there. I've done the same on the tubes, and I just need to mark some sort of even positioning of the rivets, so I shall mark them out so that something like consistent riveting. Doesn't need to be perfect, but obviously the neater the better. I've got to get four rivets on each piece. So I've got a rough position of some rivets. Just rough positioning, I don't see that. I've got centre lines marked down the centre of the tubes. Line it up with the lines I've made underneath, so hopefully my first job will be to just mark a drill point, and from there I shall drill the first hole. Just clean it up so it sits nicely, and I've got a point on here where the two members cross, and that hole needs to be marked in there. And that's just about right. I have the advantage of this in that these are not the final size holes, so they are going to be up drilled a bit more, so if I'm half a millimetre out or something, I can very easily adjust it a touch. So that's a hole in the centre of that, and that now will be clecoed in place with the clecos, and that just sets my position for the first holes. Get the lines all lined up. Gone exactly through the centre of that line. And my second cleco goes in there, keeps the whole thing rigid. So I just need to make sure that I line up centre line of this pipe, this tubing. Once again, straight through the centre of my centre line, and that gives me a solid place to now drill the other holes. I'll come back when those holes are drilled. Okay, there is holes drilled through the centre of that one, and same on this one. And nicely come through the centre of the lines I've marked in there. So we'll clean it up next, deburr the edges of the holes just to take off any drilling burrs. That's on the pipes, just needs a quick scoot round, take off the lip on the drilled edge, same on the plate. Do both sides. So obviously when I've got these all together, I've got to drill the holes up even more. Do a next size up for the bigger rivets, because it's going to be quite thick pipe relatively for this thing. So the got to go through that process again. Drill it out, deburr it, tidy it all up, cleco together, and then it will be riveted for its final position. Give the plates a final cleaning up as well. And that is the plate in place. You can see that from there. I'm not very good with this video thing, but there's a line of them already done there. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, as you can see, slight change. We have an empty bench again. All cleaned up, cleaned down. It's a new sheet of paper on the top for the next side of the fuselage. And if I spin around here, past the rudder, past the elevator and horizontal stabiliser, on this wall we now have a finished fuselage side. Got a couple of bits to do. It's got the engine mountings at this end, still need to rivet in. I haven't sorted them yet. I'm going to leave that until I finish the other side, I think, but they're in there. And we have a nicely finished fuselage side. I've just got to make another identical one now. It shouldn't be hard, should it?